The question that I get asked most often about living in a van is probably what I do for work, and while the easy answer is I work seasonal jobs as well as make these videos and host outdoor retreats, there's a lot of little details that go in behind the scenes that you might not see on an everyday basis, so I wanted to take you along with me for an average workday in the van. I'm making my to-do list, and then I'm going to get ready and start my day. I've already had a full cup of coffee. This is my second cup of coffee, if you can't tell based on how I'm talking. Oh, there's a hair tie stuck to my coffee mug. Love that. I might braid my hair before I get started because my hair is starting to drive me crazy and I'm trying not to just chop it all off. But alas, to-do list time. If you're curious, I talk more about my experience doing seasonal work, maintaining hiking trails in an older video. And my channel even goes all the way back to 5 years ago when I was traveling internationally out of a backpack and working as an online English tutor. So this isn't how my life has always looked the entire time I've been on the road, but I'm very grateful for how it looks now. Okay, I have finished the first 3 boring tasks on my to-do list for today. Emails, spreadsheet, and creating the itinerary for this retreat. I say boring because these are like small, tedious tasks that if I put them off till the end of the day, I probably won't do them. So I checked my emails to see if I had heard anything from guests who are coming to this retreat to answer any questions, and then I didn't respond to any other emails, but I always just check to see if there's any interesting items in there. Another part of creating videos online isn't just the ad revenue that you get from the social media companies like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, but it's also working with brands, and that's not something that I do a ton, and it's definitely not what I would rely on for my income, but anytime there is a product that aligns with my lifestyle and that I use and think is good quality that I feel like sharing, then I respond to those emails as quickly as possible. But yeah, I never want to just promote things for the sake of promoting things because we live in a world where people generally don't need more. Then I also updated the spreadsheet for this retreat. I keep a spreadsheet of all of the expenses and things that I have to pay for in order to put these events on. Like, it's not just, hey, come hang out. It's like, there's a land rental fee and food costs, and I have to pay my co-hosts for helping me and pay a photographer and all these different expenses that add up. So I was just finalizing that, making sure that I'm on track with where I want to be. Next on my to-do list is my next least favorite part of work. It's marketing myself and my retreats. I can plan these things all day long. I can show up for them. I love these events. Like, I create them because it's basically my dream event where I'm combining my lifestyle of living outside and being in my van and camping all the time with doing yoga and having a community of people to share your struggles with and learn from and heal with. So I love these events, but it's really hard for me to put the feelings of the event into words into an Instagram post to market said event to find people that they might align with. Even though it's my least favorite part, it's still something that I have to suck it up and do. So I haven't actually posted on the Grounded Outdoor Retreats Instagram account in a month, because I kind of scaled back on marketing this one in June because we sold 15 spots, so I felt like that was a good amount of people for a retreat to keep it cozy and intimate, but also still break even and cover my cost of hosting. So now I'm moving on. I've closed the signups for this June retreat, but I have a second retreat that I'm hosting later this year in October 2nd through the 5th, 2026. And it's actually at the same property where I hosted my retreat last year at Cedar Bloom Farm. And honestly, the event last year was just so beautiful, and the property itself was just so perfect for hosting an event like this. Like, it's 100 acres out in the forest, right on a river, with a little swimming dock where you can dive into the river and go swimming, and then a sauna where you can go warm up after, and a tea house where you can make tea and make friends, and it was just so magical, and I'm just really excited to host at the same place again. So we had 13 of the 25 women who came last year sign up again, which gives me goosebumps. And so there's only a few spots left, but if you want to find more information on that retreat, you can find the link down in the description, and I'm going to stop yapping and get back to work. I feel silly every time I sit down on my phone and I'm like, okay, time to get to work, because people probably view me and they're like, oh, this girl's always on her phone. I'm like, well, yeah, I wish I wasn't, but like, I work on my phone, so it's justified, I guess. You done working? Yeah. Okay, I'm not. I was just taking a break to braid my hair, because it's pissed me off. You want in? Was Mochi a good boy during your meeting?
He was a good boy during the opening, and then when it was our turn, he decided to go sleep somewhere else.
Oh.
They only picked 4 people to like have like a comment.
Yeah.
The second comment was for me.
Wow.
She's like, it's for that guy in the van.
That guy in the van.
Or her comment was, I had mentioned that one of the big takeaways I've seen from Mochi is when I first met him, he was like afraid of everything and hiding under everything.
Right.
And now he like is always curious about stuff, and he's always like, "Oh, what is that?" And so I made a comment about watching through our travels and through this experience. I've watched him go from fearful to curious.
Mm-hmm. That's an important point, because like no cat starts out super into it. Like you kind of just have to keep going and be patient with it. Oh my god. His little tongue. I can't. I turned around to enjoy the view, and then I forgot I took my glasses off.
The kids.
Okay, I took a break from work to go eat some lunch and cuddle a cat, because that is a very necessary thing on work days, is taking breaks. I'm getting kind of tired of sitting in my van, so I think I'm gonna go sit outside in my chair and enjoy the view while I work on my next task for the day. Now that I'm done with all of the businessy, marketing, organizational things, I'm going to move on to the more fun tasks in the afternoon, which is editing or filming videos. So I have a short that I need to edit. I'm very, very behind on content. I mean, I delay my posts on purpose so that creepy stalkers can't find me. Even though I'm traveling with my partner now, I'm still super paranoid about that. So the video that I'm editing today to post, I filmed on March 23rd. So 2 months ago now. But yeah, it's just a morning in my life at camp, so I'm gonna go edit that while sitting outside and enjoying the view.